What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, and all right, everybody, check this out, man. This situation with the Acolyte, it just gets funnier and funnier and funnier. So, you know how you can tell something is a failure, right? Especially when it comes to a television show. You know how you can tell it's a failure, besides the fact that they spent $180 million on just complete and utter dog shit, all right? 8 episodes of dog shit. Forget that for a moment. When you have to come out and ask your viewership, your audience, your fans to launch a social media campaign so that you could get a second season, you know it's a failure. You absolutely know it's a failure, and that's what's basically going on right here. This is on thatparkplace.com. Shout out to John F. Trent. Leslye Headland begs the Acolyte viewers to launch a social media campaign for a second season. So you guys know we saw that renew the Acolyte hashtag. That's been out there. That's been trending for a while. People have been trying to get that thing going. I discussed that on a previous video. Who knows? She probably started that joint, you know? She probably told a few people, hey, get out there and get renewed Acolyte trending because I need a second season because probably I'm not going to be working after this. After this dog shit that I just put out, I'm probably not going to be working after this, okay? This is how you know when you have absolutely failed. Look, you didn't see this nonsense with the showrunners for the House of the Dragon or One Piece asking their audience to launch some sort of a beg campaign for a second season. You didn't see that, did you? You know why? Because those shows were great and you didn't have to say a word. The numbers spoke for the fans. The fans spoke with their viewership. They said, no, we want more of this. All right, we watched it a second time, a third time. I've went through the Acolyte once just for business purposes, and that's it. Nobody was watching the show. And again, this is the thing. You know that she understands that nobody was watching this show. Because again, the numbers speak for themselves. Disney has the numbers. Disney knows how well this show did. Leslye Headland knows how well the show did. They can get out here and try to gaslight us on Variety and Hollywood Reporter all the time. Oh my God, it did great. Look at how many viewers it did. Blah, 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 blah. They can get out there and try to gaslight the people all they want to, but they know, all right? They know how bad this show really did in the ratings. And so at the end of the day, they have to resort to this crap because they know, man, if we don't get the fans behind us, oh, it's over. It's over. It's a wrap. Nobody's coming back for this, okay? Again, it's similar to a situation, I guess, with, I don't know, the Snyder Cut, right? Release the Snyder Cut. That's what they are doing. They're trying to get some sort of fan enthusiasm behind this. And hopefully somehow, some way, you know, they get a second season of this trash. But look, the writing is on the wall. They know that this has been nothing but a failure. It's one of the biggest failures in Star Wars history, if not the biggest. You know, you could say The Last Jedi kind of killed the franchise. I mean, this is by far the most expensive nothing burger I've ever seen in my life. And it has absolutely dumped more dirt on the coffin of Star Wars. It is just ridiculous that this is what's going on right now. It's too damn funny. And look, same coverage right here on Bounded in the Comments. The Acolyte showrunner Leslye Headland says fans who want a second season should encourage your friends to watch the show. Recommends telling skeptics don't pay attention to the IMDb score. So she got to tell folks, hey, tell your friends to watch the show and pay no attention to the terrible Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb scores. Because those don't really mean nothing. But wait a minute. Aren't these fellow people that came out and said, nah, we not rocking with the Acolyte? And look, remember what I told you guys. They're not only trying to get the viewership up, okay, to encourage your friends to watch the show. They're not only doing that, they are absolutely pushing folks to try to raise those audience scores. Yeah, again, I did the video a couple of days ago. A lot of folks weren't making a big deal out of the 16%, right? Well, now it's up to 17%. It's just going to keep climbing. It's just going to keep climbing. Now that the show is over, now that they got their marching orders, all over social media, you got it on Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, X, whatever. You got folks coming out and saying, hey, go give this thing a 5-star rating. They got a big hill to climb, all right? They got a big hill to climb because there's a lot of 1-star and 0-star ratings on this thing. But they're going to try. That's what I'm telling you, man. The marching orders are out there. Leslye Headland is the main one spearheading this nonsense, telling folks, hey, we got to get out there and do the work. Please, baby, please. All right. That's what she's doing. Please get out there and get the word out so I can get a second season so I can have some work next year. Otherwise, I think this chick is going to be done for a long time. All right. Let's go ahead and check this article out. The Acolyte showrunner Leslye Headland begged viewers of the show to launch a social media campaign in order to convince Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Company to greenlight a second season. Again, you never see this on real popular shows. Cobra Kai, and nobody had to beg nobody. The fans told everybody what they wanted with their viewership. That's the way it works. In an interview with Collider following the conclusion of the season's finale, Headland was asked by Maggie Lovett, shifting gears. One of the most popular questions that I got to ask you from Twitter was, what do fans need to do to ensure that we get a season 2? Headland replied, truly any online support and love you can send the show. It's a little tricky because of the way that the internet works, but if you enjoyed the show and you want to see more of the story, any support you could give the show on social media platforms would be super helpful. She continued, sending love to the cast too. You've seen what Hayden Christensen went through. He's getting the love now, but give the love now if you enjoyed the performances. Even if you were kind of like whatever on the show, if you enjoyed the performances, get on their social media, let them know that you love them or that you support them or that the performances were great. See, the thing about Hayden Christensen is I don't think people necessarily thought that Hayden Christensen was terrible in the role. I think they just wanted a better actor and they expected more out of that role than what Hayden gave them. But again, yeah, over time, people warmed up to the fact, especially when you get to the Disney Star Wars era and we're seeing what you're doing with them. A lot of people grew up on, Hayden Christensen as their hero, as their, centerpiece of Star Wars. So, there was definitely some, hey, this guy ain't that great of an actor, But I think people now respect what he gave the franchise simply because it's nostalgia on one hand, but it's also like, yeah, we got Disney Star Wars to deal with now. Man, again, they make the prequels look amazing by comparison. So, yeah, that's the big difference there, all right? From there, Headland stated, encourage your friends to watch the show. This is the main one, all right? If they don't see the viewership numbers, it won't make any difference what all of this social media nonsense does. If they don't see the viewership numbers that show that people are going to come back and rock with it and going to come back and watch it, I don't think it's going to matter one bit how much people get out there on social media and run their mouth. It's not going to matter, all right? A lot of my work has been word of mouth. We were talking about the review bombing, so just tell people don't pay attention to the IMDb score. Yeah, again, don't pay attention to what other fans have said about it. You're about to invest, about 4 or 5 hours of your life watching The Acolyte, but don't pay attention to anybody else. Like, nah, bro, I'm going to pay attention to what these cats are saying, especially when it's down as one of the worst shows in Star Wars histories ever reviewed, like 17%. All of these scores are bad. There's not a good score out there by the audience anywhere. Yeah, I'm listening to that. I'm absolutely listening to that. So, yeah, Leslye, you barking up the wrong tree if you think folks ain't going to do that. She then stated, if you enjoyed it, tell people. It kind of seems that it's sort of basic, but I think what's interesting is that nowadays, if you like a show, you're very rarely going to go online and be like, I liked this show. That's the case with everything, That's everywhere. If you just like something, if it's just kind of like, yeah, it was okay, good experience, whatever, you're not going to go out there and blab about that. You're not going to go out there and start saying, oh my God, I really liked this experience. You're going to have to love it, all right? You're going to have to absolutely think this was an amazing experience, one of the best things, brought you to tears. That's the kind of shows that get the word of mouth. If it's just okay or you just like it, but you don't love it, but you don't think it's an amazing, spectacular, outstanding show, yeah, you're probably not going to talk about it. Now, if it's trash, you're absolutely going to come in and discuss that, which is why The Acolyte is getting the response it's getting, because it's trash and people see it as trash. It's no different than, think of it like a restaurant. If you go to a restaurant, you just have kind of an ordinary restaurant experience. Nothing great, but nothing bad. You're not going to get out there on social media and talk about that. But if it's super amazing or super bad, like you get a ridiculously bad customer service, oh, guess what? You're going to be out on social media. Yo, don't go to Thus Is Thus restaurant because, man, I got the worst experience ever. That was utter garbage. But if it's just a ho-hum kind of plain Jane experience, yeah, you're not really, going to go out and talk about that. And it's the same thing with television shows. It's the same thing with movies. The word of mouth comes from greatness, not from, oh, well, if you like a show. Yeah, so Leslye Headland got to understand how this stuff works too. You got to make something great for people to talk about. It just can't be okay. It can't just be a like. It's got to be, oh my God, That's how this thing works, man. Love It then stated, you just watch it and move on. Yeah, Headland reiterated, you watch, you move on, or maybe you mention it to somebody over dinner and be like, oh, I just binged this show. It was fun. Lee Jung-jae is an awesome actor. It usually comes up that way as opposed to going online and saying, I love this show. So if you did love the show, then pivot and be appreciative. Again, you have to love it. All right. You have to love it, like she's saying. If it's a like, if it's just okay, nobody's talking about it. And even the Star Wars fans that's trying to give the Acolyte a chance, even they're saying it's just okay. They're not coming out and praising this thing. And if you're about to, expect people to drop 4 hours, 5 hours of their time, time is an unrenewable resource. There's a ton of shows out there to watch. I'm not going to sit up here and not be entertained for 5 hours just so I can help you get a season 2 so you can again give us dog crap. Nah, it's not happening, Leslye. This chick is too funny, man. Yeah, that renew the Acolyte hashtag, man, is still going strong. Still going strong. And this guy, it's very simple. I love this show and want more. We must get a season 2, and it's up to us to make it happen, my friends. So, hashtag renew the Acolyte so we can see all of this. And people are all excited, man. The way it ended, it has to be happening. Nope, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Again, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And so they have to see the viewership there in order to justify it. They're not just going to go off of some hashtag campaign. All right. Again, you guys can push it. You can push it all you want to. You can talk about it all you want to. If the viewership is not coming together, nobody's rocking with it. And again, they want to have something going on with the audience score as well. This will absolutely help if they can get this thing into positive territory. Like I said, they're going to try. But at the end of the day, I don't think this thing gets a season 2. And Leslye Headland, she should be ashamed of herself for begging the fans like that. She should be ashamed of herself. She should, hey, what do we need to do to get a season 2, Leslye Headland? Hey, look, the numbers speak for themselves. If people are excited about the Acolyte, it's in the Star Wars universe. It's not like people don't know this thing exists. It's in the Star Wars universe, one of the biggest franchises on the planet. If people aren't rocking with it, then, maybe they didn't like it. Maybe they should go in a different direction instead of just giving me another season to make more trash. If a Star Wars fan, a true Star Wars fan, if that's what Leslye Headland claims to be, that's what she should want. She should say, you know what? We got to make sure that Star Wars is given to people that can get the job done. And the fans will determine that. Not me. The viewership will let us know what direction we're going to go into. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, y'all. But I just have no doubt in my mind that they're going to try. They're going to do everything in their power. They're going to beg. They're going to plead. They're going to kick and scream. But at the end of the day, I think this thing ain't getting a season 2. No chance. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Is Acolyte getting a season 2? Is Leslye Headland's beg campaign going to be successful? We'll be interested to see how things play out. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.